You woke up hollow, restless, and lonelier than you had words for. So you did the only thing that made sense at 10:47 p.m. on a rainy night. Two texts later, there was already a pillow waiting for you. What Katsuki said when you told him you were scared the dreams would come back, it made no logical sense, and somehow it was the most comforting thing anyone had ever said to you. And Ijiro did something so small, so unthinking, that you almost missed it entirely. The rain had been falling since late afternoon. You could hear it now, a low, steady drumming against the windows of your dorm room, the kind of rain that didn't announce itself with thunder or drama, just settled in quietly and decided to stay. It pooled in the corners of the window pane. It darkened the campus paths below into long black mirrors. You hadn't meant to fall asleep trying to nap after dinner. You just laid down for a moment, closed your eyes, and then nothing. 2 hours later, your eyes snapped open to a room full of deep blue shadows. The ceiling overhead unfamiliar for one lurching second before your brain caught up. UA dorms, third floor. You were fine. Except your heart was still thudding a little too fast. You sat up and pushed the heels of your hands against your eyes, exhaling. The dreams had been the shapeless kind, not nightmares exactly, but the sort where you chased something in a corridor that kept getting longer, where familiar voices kept just missing you. You woke up feeling hollow and restless and strangely lonely in a way that had no name. Your phone screen read 10:47 p.m. You stared at it for a moment and then you opened your messages. Hey, you guys awake? The three dots appeared before you even set the phone down. Katsuki. Yeah, why? Ijiro's reply came 15 seconds later, with his usual enthusiasm, translated into text. Yeah, come over. We're watching stuff. You smiled despite yourself, already sliding off the bed to find your slippers. Their room was at the end of the hall, technically Katsuki's room, but in practice, it had become the two of them sharing the TV that they'd brought. You knocked twice before Ijiro pulled the door open, already grinning, his dark hair loose around his shoulders, wearing a worn, red t-shirt with a small hole in the collar. Hey, he stepped aside immediately to let you in. You look tired. Rude, you said, but there was no heat in it. Honest, Katsuki said from the bed without looking up. He was sitting against the headboard, legs stretched out, arms crossed over his chest. A second pillow had been propped beside him, deliberately, you noticed, already placed there. He was watching the rain on the window rather than the television, which was paused on something neither of them had apparently been watching very closely. Ijiro gestured grandly toward the mattress. The setup has been prepared. He prepared it 10 seconds ago. Hey, still counts. He crossed the room and climbed onto the bed, settling into the space between them. Ijiro dropped down onto your left, immediately tucking his legs up and reaching for the remote. Katsuki didn't move from your right, but his shoulder shifted just enough to press solidly against yours. His version of a greeting, warm and steady, and entirely deliberate. You exhaled properly for the first time since waking up. Bad nap? Katsuki asked. His voice was quieter than usual, filed down to something low and even. Weird dreams. What kind? The running but not getting anywhere kind. He made a small sound, not dismissive, just acknowledging. His hand dropped from his arm to land on the blanket near yours. Not grabbing, not demanding, just present, a few inches away, available. He shifted so your hand rested over his knuckles. His fingers turned and laced to yours without comment. Okay, Ijiro said, very seriously, scrolling through something on the remote. We need something that is calm and not scary and has, I'm thinking animals, maybe nature. You're not picking a nature documentary at 11 p.m., Katsuki said. Well, why not? Because you'll fall asleep in 20 minutes and start narrating it in your sleep again. I did that once. You said the wild beast must cross in your sleep twice. You started laughing, genuinely, the hollow feeling in your chest cracking open and spilling out as warmth instead. Ijiro looked deeply offended and entirely unrepentant, which made it worse. It was a tense scene, he said with great dignity. Put on whatever, you said, leaning your head sideways to rest against Katsuki's shoulder. I don't care what we watch. Ijiro ended up on something low-key, a cooking show, the gentle competition kind, where everyone was friendly and nothing was at stake, and the biggest drama was whether someone's souffle had risen properly. The light from the screen was warm and soft. Outside, the rain continued, its patient percussion against the glass. Ijiro reached over after a moment and turned off the lamp on his side. Better? Ijiro asked. Yes. He settled back down, closer this time. You were bracketed between them now. Katsuki's hand still threaded through yours, and Ijiro's warmth along your other side. You hadn't realized how cold you'd been until you stopped being cold. You don't have to stay up, Bakugou said after a while. If you're tired, sleep. I'm afraid of the dreams coming back. They won't. You don't know that? No. But you're here now. Different. Ijiro pressed his nose briefly into your hair. It was such a gentle gesture that came because affection for him was just something that happened naturally. We've got you, okay? That's all. Your grip on Katsuki's hand loosened as sleep began to pull at you properly. Not the sharp uncertainty sleep of your earlier nap, but the wide, unhurried kind that opens like a door. I'm actually falling asleep, he managed to say. Yeah, we know. Don't let me dream about corridors. He turned your joined hands over. You're not going anywhere. The rain agreed. You closed your eyes, and you in fact did not dream about corridors. Not when you were with them. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And goodbye.